Welcome back to another series in Blender November, visual scripting with Serpens and Blender. We're continuing the Darkfall series into the shader library video, and we've already learned how to create panels, labels, and buttons in the previous videos, so go ahead and create a new add-on, name it shader library, and then make yourself a panel, set it to the 3D viewport, select the panel there, and then name the category and label shader library and compile. And then you're going to want to enable the extra objects add-on that comes default with Blender. So go to your edit preferences, and under add-ons, just type in extra and then add mesh extra objects. And then you can have access to the diamond that's in the series. And if you go to Shift A add menu, go down to diamonds and gem, and that'll help you add in a gem. This is just to have for reference when we're creating the diamond material. Now back on the visual scripting workspace, we're going to change the layout to match the Darkfall layout. So here we're going to change this to the 3D viewport, and then we're going to change this workspace to be the shader editor. In the previous videos, we were making use of operators that come default with Blender, and in this video, we're going to be creating our own operator, just like Darkfall does in his. Click on the Blender icon for your button, and give yourself a label diamond, and give your label select a shader to be added. And you'll notice that when you click in here, there's nothing available. We need to create the operator. I made some frames, and you can do Shift A, and under Layout, there's a frame node. And you can bring these in and hit F2 to change their name. And then under node, you can set their label size. I set mine to 60. And then I give my stuff names to help me lay out my node graph. In the operator area, we're going to do Shift A, and under program, there's an operator node. And now we're leaving the UI. We're not going to have these yellow diamonds anymore. We're going to be using white diamonds. And the white diamonds represent program execution, and they're going to be flowing from left to right, just like our UI is. So let's go ahead and name our operator. And give it a description. And then for the operator itself, Darkfall doesn't do this, but I think this is probably a good programming practice. Rather than running everything off of the execute on your operator, we want to call a function instead. And so go to Shift A, and under functions, there's a function node. And bring it down here. I made a function section as well. And we'll just call this one, I give mine an fn to say that they're a function, and then diamond. And then Shift A, under function again, there is a run function node. Connect that in, and then we're going to select the named function. And now our operator will call the function. Invoke will happen before an operator runs. We don't need to make use of that for this use case. We're just going to stay simple. Now in our function, we need to create a material, and there is a create blend data node for that. So Shift A, and in the functions towards the bottom here, there's a create blend data node, and connecting your diamonds together. And we have a square, and it's a teal colored square socket, and we need to connect blend data. Anytime you see the teal color, you're going to be needing to add in something the Blender has in its blend data sections. And you can reference the API documentation to get a list of all the blend datas. And you have a representation of them as well in the add menu. So all these different blend datas that you can use. And we're going to be making use of the materials one. And so following along down in the materials, and the square shape means that it's a collection of materials. So when you have all selected, it's a square. If you just have a named material, it changes to a circle. That just means one material. So for all, we're going to connect these two in, and then we get an option to create a blend data material and give it a name. So in this case, name it diamond. From there, we have the option to access data within that material, or we're going to set the ability to use nodes on a material. So these all live and exist within the data.materials section. And we're first going to set the name. I know that we just created the name, but if you do more than one material, when you create a blend data and you create it with a name, if the name already exists, it's going to add a .001. But if you manually type the name in again, you'll displace the others and cause them to shift their name down, and your material will maintain that name. So we'll just copy this in and paste it again. And now when we create a material, it's going to make our material that we just created and set its name to be specifically diamond. We're going to copy this over, Shift D to duplicate it. And instead of having the string selected, we're going to select the Boolean. And we have the use nodes, just like is shown up here. Now we don't want to set anything else in here, and so don't leave these. Hit the minus button and get rid of them, and then click on use nodes. Because anything that's available, it's going to be setting the data for that. So now that we've created our material, we're going to set it to be the material on the active object. And to do that, we need to make use of the blend data for objects. And so Shift A, and under blend data, there's an objects node. It's about halfway up. And we want to be accessing the active object. Do Shift A, and under blend data, there's a set blend data. And inside of the object, there is an active material. What we can do is we can grab this materials node, duplicate it over, and access our material by name. Make sure we connect in our blend data for this one as well. I'll just shift this up. Now we need to compile our add-on. We have the option to add in our diamond material. And let's go ahead and click it. And you'll notice that we got ourselves a new material. And it set it to use nodes and also created the name for diamond. Now if I did it again, you'll notice it displaces the other material. But it still has use nodes. So that was the first material. Now this is the second. And that's it for this video. We'll continue on with the series in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next one.